Damn it, we got a flat on our Polaris Pro XP. First, I'm going to show you how to fix that with the AGM Manual Jack Sport and a 1/2-inch impact. And then I'll show you everything you need to know to lift your XP with this jack. Let's get into it. Now, first thing we're going to do is come into the arm, get our 2 points of contact, and lift. All right, with the car in the air, come over and pull the lugs. Two quick things here. One, we have an impact. If you don't, do yourself a favor. Right before you start lifting and you take the weight off the tire, break these loose. That way you're not fighting the drivetrain when you do end up taking those off. And then the second thing you'll notice, I dropped a lug nut. Not the end of the world, but we do want to knock that out and blow it out to make sure there is no dirt or debris in here. When this goes back on, we want to make sure those threads are nice and clean so that we don't potentially gall and mess up a stud. So with that clean, I'll take the 4 of those, put them in a safe spot, get this off and replaced. Get going. Okay, now that we got a freshie, there's a few things we want to talk about here. First of which is you want to start these by hand. There is no starting nose on these studs. And if we tried to run these in with the impact, there's a chance we could cross thread them and then that becomes a much longer day. So spend the extra couple seconds, start them by hand. And now it's a good practice to actually, when we're going to tighten these in a cross pattern. Certain wheels on certain vehicles, if you were to tighten this in a circular pattern, you could potentially pull the wheel crooked up to the rotor there. You'd tighten it and you'd never know until you start driving, and then this thing's going to square up and get loose. All these lugs are going to fall out and it's going to make for a really, really bad day. So as best practice, we're going to go ahead and do this in a cross pattern. Now, at this point, if you have a torque wrench, go ahead and lower the jack back down to put the weight on the tire. Torque these lug nuts. I think Polaris is like 120 foot-pounds. We don't have a torque wrench though, so we're just going to use the impact and we're going to go around one more time. When we get back to the shop later, we'll torque it then. So. All right, with that secured, we can lower the jack. And get back on the trail. We'll start with the rear lift, but first we're gonna need a jack. Let's grab this guy out of the mounts. Get ourselves a hook and an impact. Now, the primary lifting place in the rear for this Pro XP is the trailing arm. So that is where we're gonna do our first lift. And what you want to do is get 2 points of contact. And I'll show you here in a second what that means, but essentially we're trying to make this as stable as possible. So what we're going to do is position the jack underneath the arm. That way the load is going down through the center line. We're going to get 1 point of contact here under the trailing arm. And our second point of contact is going to be the jack kind of resting up against the spring. That's going to create a lot more stable lift for us. So with those in position, we can go ahead and lift up. And you can see how we're now contacting nice and stable. We'll get the tire off the ground now. There we go. Now the tire is in the air and ready for repair. Now, if for some reason you can't pick up from the trailing arm, there's actually a number of alternate lifting points in the back of the car here, so we'll walk through them one at a time, kind of show you how they work. The first is here at the lower radius rod. We're going to pick up just before the arm bends to that steep angle. That way we have a nice flat surface to lift from. Make sure the jack is pushed in nice and close. We have those 2 points of contact, and go ahead and lift. And there we have the wheel in the air ready for the repair. Now, the thing I should say with these alternate lifts, because we're lifting in line with the vehicle instead of transverse or from the side of the vehicle, it's super important that it is in park and that you've chocked the tires, because in this direction, the vehicle does have the ability to roll, and we do not want it to roll off the jack when it's in the air. So very important, chock a tire when you're doing this way. Now, that's one. We'll lower this back down. I'll show you a few more. Now, a little bit less ideal because you have to get in and there's hoses and stuff, but you can also reach inside here. And we should be able to lift up. Now, this is actually a really good opportunity to show you something else. So say we were going to pick up from this alternate lift point, but because of whatever reason, the ground is too low, so we actually run out of travel on the jack. It's not a big deal. What we're going to do right now is we're going to lower this back down, and you'll notice the track width on the car has actually gotten narrower. You can see the tire was out here and it's sucked in. Well, when we lower back down, the car is not going to push out to its original width, so it's actually going to stay higher than it was before we started lifting, and we're going to use that to our advantage. So when this comes back down, I'm going to adjust the collar up 1 or 2 more positions. That way, now my travel is back to almost none. I'm going to take up the slop here in the collar and then raise again. I'll get that second lift, and that's going to allow me to raise this thing up high enough to get the tire off the ground without using all the internal travel. And then we'll be able to perform whatever repair we need. So, here's what that looks like. Now you can see the car has not gone fully back to its original width. I'm going to take and adjust the collar's height. Getting closer to the bottom of the car. So now we're right back underneath the roll cage tube here, but all the travel has been compressed in the jack. So now we have all that to lift again. There we go. The car is up in the air. Actually not a big fan of that angle. Let's modify it just a little bit. This again is where it's critical to chock a tire. Okay, so I'm going to rotate this in towards the center of the car a bit more and lift again. Tires in the air. Obviously it's a little bit less than ideal, but if you can't lift from the trailing arm, there are other options back here. Now, if you have the combo hook, there is another alternate, and it's here at the chassis tube. What you do to access that, we'll actually take the pad portion off, install the included pin. And with that installed, we can place this in the jack and locate into that tube. With that pushed all the way in, nice and secure, we can lift. Now, this is actually a great opportunity to show you a little trick We are going to be able to get this off the ground. In fact, it's already off the ground, but let me show you something. We're not at the highest point on the jack right now. So if you are in a situation where you've lifted this up, you can't get it all the way off the ground on one lift. These cars, as you lift up, the track width actually narrows, and we can use that to our advantage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this back down. The car is going to sit at that narrower, higher ride height. And then I'm going to adjust this up another position, and I'm going to pick it back up again. That's going to allow me to reset my travel here and get a higher lift than I would have if I just lifted it one time, so that I can have that thing nice and high off the ground to perform my repair. So get that down. And we're going to go up a position here. Re-stab and lift again. And now with less travel, I've gotten the tire off the ground and in the air, ready for a repair. So from the front lift, we'll be picking up off the lower control arm, but not necessarily on this tube. We're actually going to be registering on the plate here. And the reason we're doing that is it reduces how extreme the angle is that we're lifting from, making it a bit more of a stable lift. So the way that looks is I'm going to place the jack in under the arm, and I actually am taking the pad and I'm pointing it out kind of away from the center line of the car. Getting that first point of contact there and the second point of contact up here at the upper control arm, creating the most stable arrangement that I can. And with that set up, I have the car in the air ready for the repair. Now, whenever you're lifting from the control arms on a car like this, before you pull anything off, make sure to give the car a little bit of a shake. Make sure that it's secure. Like we talked about before, you want to make sure it's in park and chock a tire so that you know this thing isn't going anywhere while you're working on it. If you're not able to lift from the front lower control arms and you have the combo hook, there is also an alternate lift point here at this chassis tube. The way that looks, we'll get the pin attachment installed in the combo hook, raise this guy to height, index into the hole, and lift. You can see the tire is in the air, ready for your repair. Real quick before you go, 2 quick tips. The first one, if your car is drivable, pull it off to a safe place off the trail, preferably flat, unobstructed ground before you begin your repair. This is going to do a couple things. One, it's going to make sure that you don't get hit. And 2, it's going to also make sure that you're not blocking the trail. Plus, it's just easier to work in an area like that. And the second thing is if any part of your body is going to be under the vehicle, or there's a chance that you might have to get back in while the car is lifted, you want to use something under the vehicle as a jack stand. Now, that could be a hard shell cooler, spare tire, rock, log, whatever it is. Just make sure that you have something under the car in case the car slips off the jack. This is going to make sure that you remain safe, and it's going to make the repair quicker and easier so you can get back on the trail faster. Our goal today was to show you everything you need to know to lift your Pro XP, because how you lift it matters. Now, if you have any questions, please leave them below. I'm Brian with AGM. Thank you for watching this episode of How You Lift It, and we'll see you next time.